Hi, and welcome to Sam's Tarot. I'm Sam, and this little girl right here is Daisy. She's going to be joining us for this video, it looks like. Um, anyway, welcome to the channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. Uh, Make sure you hit a thumbs up if you like my video. Subscribe if you wish to. Use that little bell icon down below to get notified when I put out new videos. Um, and all the other stuff that we're almost like obligated to say, I guess. I don't know. Anyway. I'm still getting used to how to promote my channel, which is hilarious because I spent years in business management, which included marketing, how to put out advertising, how to look for workers for help. And yet I'm doing this and I feel like in the deep end of the pool when I can't swim. I just don't know what I'm supposed to do. With all that out of the way, I do welcome you to the channel. And today we're going to do something a little bit different. Today I'm actually going to walk you through my process that I do every month that I use my Tarot with my Go settings with. So first and foremost, like most people out there, I use a planner. Um, and my particular planner has a spot each month to show and highlight three goals. So my goal number one for the month of February here was to exercise self-discipline in order to develop those habits which are healthy and creative. Um, so without going into too much detail, I've been getting a little bit healthier lately, and I want to keep that trend going. Um, and Being creative not just for YouTube but also in my writing, and I am considering taking up a another art form as well. Um, but I struggle with self discipline. I'm ADHD, so it's like squirrel. Uh, so that's actually a good goal for me this month. Goal number two: develop a flexible but consistent schedule that meets my spiritual, creative, health, and productive needs. Um, So right now I'm actually in between jobs. I'm waiting on a start date to start at the local university in their IT department. So I got something right there on the horizon, but right now it's kind of a not a wait and see, but a wait till we tell you to start deal. So how do I stay productive, right? So that's what this is about. Um, Goal number three: express myself creatively and explore both mundane, spiritual, and educational uh, concepts. So that's what I do every month. I write down my three goals. Then I take a tarot deck that I am working with, which for the last couple months actually has been my Mary L Tarot. So I will take out my Mary L Tarot. And in this particular case here, hopefully I got everybody up on front or in the back. Yes. So for the month of February, for goal number one, which is exercising that self-discipline in order to develop the habits, I shuffle my cards and then I pull one blindly. That's how I do these. And I pull one, shuffle again, blindly pull out a second one, shuffle again, blindly pull out a third one, and I kind of keep track of which one came out which, and that's so when I flip them over, so I got like these three cards face down. So when I flip them over, I know this card is for goal number one, this card is goal number two, and this one's goal number three. Um, and again, that's exactly how I put them on my deck when I did this. So, and then I write these actually down below in my particular planner. It's things to remember, and I just write there real quick which card I drew and what I got from it. Now, the important thing about all this is when you're shuffling, you blindly drawing, is what I do is I ask myself, what energy do I need to be aware of? Um, and usually just kind of that neutral. And the reason why is because, you, okay? Um, if you are into tarot yourself and using tarot, you know yourself. You're exploring yourself more. You're getting deeper and deeper and deeper. Um, so you have an intuition on what energies are good for you, what energies are not good for you, what energies you need to work with, and what energies you don't need to work with. So I do it as a neutral question like that. So if I do have a card coming out that seems very alien and completely opposite of what I normally do, then I know I can probably read that, or maybe it's something I do, but it's a bad habit and I know it. Um, in which case, I would want to take that card as a warning. This is the energy that I need to stay away from or be aware of. Um, and then opposite, of course, if it's something that, or again, if it's kind of opposite what you normally do, but you know it's a good habit to get into, and it's something you struggle with, then maybe that's something you need to try to manifest this particular month. So, for examples, my goal number one was the Queen of Cups. And so I'm going to be very open with this because I'm going to write down what I got out of these and why I wrote it the way I did. So I wrote down here, Queen of Cups, beware the emotional beast, have patience. So, as I told you kind of near the start of this video, one of the things that's going on as I develop habits is I got other things kind of weighing my mind that needs patience, right? You've heard me talk about being ADHD. Developing habits is a very hard thing for me to do, even at my age. Even being as quote unquote self aware as I feel that I am, it still takes effort. Um, I'm a Pisces, and I am your typical emotional Pisces. So, what I took out of this was exercise self discipline. Here's the goal first: exercise self discipline in order to develop these habits, which are healthy and creative. Those habits, even not these habits, those habits. Um, Draw, Queen of Cups. Okay, so as I'm developing my thing, I need to have patience. That's one of the biggest one. But this is also a card about and a core card about emotion. And emotions are a good thing, but sometimes the emotional beast can take us over, right? And I'm susceptible to depression and anxiety. And I'm in between work and I have like I said at the start, I have a start date coming up and I'm still trying to be self-disciplined during this time in between work. You see how I can see how this energy is what I need to be aware of as a warning, not necessarily what I need to be doing. Does that make sense? So I don't need to not have patience and I don't need to let my emotions run loose either. So that's how I personally did this card. Now, here's the thing about tarot and about answering neutral questions. This card and how I just deciphered it for my reading, if I was to pull it for you for your reading, might mean a completely different thing. Still within the same sphere of influence, perhaps, but it would be different. Make sense? Especially again, we're going on starting from a neutral place. Okay. All right. So, see 1 second. My goal number 2: develop a flexible but consistent schedule that meets my spiritual, creative, health, and productive needs. So, one reason why this was a goal is because I have found my sleeping patterns to be very erratic over the last couple months. I am having a hard time staying on task with things longer than a few days at a time. I have, but I also, because of my nature, I know I need some flexibility, right? Um, One of the odder things is, even despite my lack of sleep, I've been going to bed fairly early, even if I'm just setting up reading for the next few hours, right? But I'm still going to bed earlier in the evening than I normally would. And then waking up. Some mornings I wake up at 6 o'clock and take my wife to work, have breakfast with her. Other days I sleep in until 10. So again, a little bit too much there, right? So I want to try to strengthen that. So the card that I drew was the King of Disc. And here you got Pan just sitting back, letting it all hang loose, enjoying the fruits of his labor because, what else is he going to do, right? Well, what I read out of this from the King of Disc is to, and I'm sorry, I said this was Pan, it's actually Atum. And I might be mispronouncing that name, which if I am, someone let me know down in doobly-doo. So what I wrote down was manifest Atum, lust of life, manifest as the sun, own it. So what I got out of this card for the energy thing is to manifest that maturity that Atum is, to have a lust of life still, i.e., don't look at things as being boring. Get myself out there, move, do stuff, enjoy what I have, express myself as the sun, get out there and create, be that light, be that joy, be that happy person. Okay, own it. You know what you have to do, Sam. Frickin' do it. Right? So that's how I interpreted this card. And again, your interpretation for what you're going through, even if it's the exact same goal, this might mean the complete opposite. Again, you know what you're going through, you know your emotional stuff. So it's also one of the reasons why I use right now, I'm having a really good time using the Mary L tarot, because I actually read these more intuitively than anything else. So that helps kind of pull in that energy and makes me take a look at hard myself as, what is this card actually trying to tell me? Is this card trying to tell me I need to be more like him or to stay away from him? And I know that in the past, and again maybe a little bit today, people come to tarot for answers that they want, very specific, etc. Do you trust this guy or not? Right? Well, sometimes that guy is going to be different, trusting for this person and not trustful for that person. It's more than just the card. You got to know the energies involved too. All right, so third goal, express myself creatively and explore both mundane, spiritual, and educational interest. And the card that I pulled up for this one was the Magician. And what I wrote down here, I'm sorry, the reason why this was a goal is, again, because, I blame my ADHD on a lot of stuff. But anyway, part of the thing is you get focused on one thing, and you do that very, very well, and you let a whole bunch of other stuff go to the side. I'm really, really bad about that. So I'm trying to do some tarot stuff, right? Study tarot like I'm always doing. I'm trying to do this video channel. I am expressively interested in watercolor painting right now. My educational interest in some of the medieval grimoire texts that I've been getting lately has me on that. While at the same time I'm paying attention to the news and spending time with my family, right? So all these things are happening and going around, and I don't want to lean too far in one direction and skip out on something else. So the Magician, I got written down here, willpower, have a clear vision. So, he knows what he wants. He's deliberately using his willpower to bring it into focus. And you can only bring something into focus if you've got the vision for it. So what this is both a kind of a warning, but also a here's how you do it. Hey, have a clear vision in my head of what I want to accomplish this month. And then have the willpower to know when I need to focus on this or that and get it all done. So that is how that card is interpreted for me. And this is what I do each and every month. And I find this helps me prepare for the month. The other thing that I'll do, and it's actually how I got the idea of doing this video, is at least once a week, I flip back to this page, reread all three of my goals, reread the three cards that I drew, and why. Now, sometimes, not every day, but some days, I'll pull a card for what energy I need to be manifesting or be warned of during that day. Same principle. I take, whoops, you see all my junk over there. So, I shuffle my cards, just kind of blindly shuffle, and that's usually what happens. So I just pick one out, just like that. And in this case, Queen of Cups again, right? So if this was my daily draw here, and I now compare it to what my monthly was, let's say this was specifically for my first goal, right? Exercise self-discipline in order to develop those habits which are healthy and creative. Be aware of the emotional beast, have patience. Hey, then I pulled this up today. So what does that mean? What am I working on today? Well, today I'm working on videos, right? Matter of fact, I've already done a couple. I plan on doing a couple more. Little behind the scenes thing. I just change shirts every couple of videos. I film them all on the same day, but I'll switch shirts a couple times so at least it looks different. It doesn't look like I'm always sitting around in the same shirt, right? So, have patience. Okay, this is a big process for me to do these videos. I've said this in the past. Will probably continue saying it until it's not true anymore. Sometimes these take a lot out of me to do. So having the patience to organize my thoughts on the go in one take, as I usually do these things, I need to have patience with myself, knowing that I'm going to stutter a little bit or use a lot of uhs, ohs, pauses in the conversation, right? We know that I have a speech impediment where I mispronounce words sometimes. So I got to have that patience, but beware of the emotional beast. Well, you're not going to see this, of course, but I'm actually in a very impatient mood today. I had a very, very quiet morning. It's like, the way this day is being so quiet, it would be perfect to go ahead and get these videos done. Well, then one of my family members wanted to move around a lot, make a lot of noise. Okay, they got a right to do what they're doing too. They're actually making so much noise because they're getting ready to move out of your space. Sam, stop being so impatient. Perfect, right? Then I have my animals inside right now. Part of that is they're actually easier and quieter when they're all inside versus outside. But the neighborhood dogs are used to seeing them outside, so every once in a while they're barking. I've already had to do this particular shoot 3 times now because the dog's barking. And if you don't think I'm not a little bit frustrated at that, of course I am. So beware the emotional beast. Okay, have patience. Oh, hey, maybe it's got to do with Sam. This is not just going to be done and over with on your 8 videos you got planned today in an hour. Maybe it might take you a couple, 3 hours. You might want to have a little patience on getting through this. So that's how a daily card can kind of tie back into what's going on with your goals. So anyway, that's how I use my cards on monthly draws. I kind of a little bit insight on how I tie them in sometimes with my daily draws. And I hope this inspired you to find a way to use your deck or decks in a way that's personalized to you and makes sense to you to help. Whether it's to express yourself on goals or work with what energies you need to work with. Just remember, and I think I've driven this point home, but just to make sure it just is driven home, we know ourselves. The tarot helps us interpret ourselves even better. And the more you use the tarot, the more the symbolism and colors and meanings gel with you. That intuition is how you know you. Intuition is part of that whole process. So I guess what I'm trying to say is trust yourself. Trust that you actually um, know what that card means when it comes up. That you know that in this situation, the Queen of Cups is a warning to me. But you know what? If I had pulled this card a couple days ago on Valentine's Day, maybe I want to show emotion, right? Maybe I still want to have patience, but maybe I want to make sure that I express and emotionally myself with my love, right? So, again, keep in context that the cards can actually change meaning slightly based on the circumstance, energy of what's happening to you. And your intuition is what knows whether this card is a warning or a help me. Anyway, I guess that's all I got to say about that topic. If you have a similar style, or maybe you have a completely different style, um, especially if you're a fellow YouTuber, link down below. Let me know how you use your cards on your personal journey of goal setting. Or if you don't use it for goal setting, you use it for something else. Let me know. By all means, you can use the tarot for much more than this, or much less than this. And this is only one way I use the tarot. It is probably one of my more consistent ways, though. All right. With that all said, if you liked what you saw today and heard today, please make sure you hit that thumbs up for me. That actually helps out the channel a lot. Leave a comment down below. That even helps even more. The way my understanding is the way that the videos analytics work is by helping drive conversation by activity like a thumbs up. It actually helps promote the videos in your channel in the right direction that we all want to go in, right? So I'd appreciate that. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do so. And I will see you next time. Thank you again and have a great day. Goodbye.